As you know by now, I love the wisdom of Einstein. One of Einstein's wisdoms was, he said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it. Why did Einstein say compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world? Because this whole financial system, this whole global financial system is based on compound interest. Now, I want to be an entrepreneur. That is also a concept that you have to understand early in your business life, even before you start your first business. And in a previous video, I explained the 24 principle to you, and please go and have a look at it. You as Wannabe entrepreneur only have 24 days, productive days, in a month to sell your products. Well, we know that some companies sell 24/7, but you as individual also needs to rest. So 24 is a good number. 24 days a month is a good base to start your planning. Here we have to start separating the chaff from the wheat. We need to get practical. You as wannabe entrepreneur needs to set yourself goals. And the first goal that you have to set yourself is to decide, when do I want to turn my first million? We need to get hardcore. We need to look at the numbers. You as wannabe entrepreneur have already decided to start your own business. Maybe you've already got a product or service in mind, but now you have to take some time and just crunch the numbers. And the one thing that you have to measure yourself against is time. If you use Einstein's eighth wonder of compound interest, which is very valid, and you save, say, $40 a week, it will take you over 50 years to reach a million. Now, that's not the entrepreneurial spirit. The entrepreneurial spirit is, I want to design a company, a business. I want to plan my business to have this exponential compound growth. So ask yourself, when do you want to reach your first million? And I'm not talking million profit. Let's just start with a million turnover. Say it takes you a year to establish your business. Now you've identified a products or services, and it's taken you a year to set up your business, to get all the legal things in place, register for tax, getting all your licenses, whatever is necessary in your business. And let's be realistic. Let's say your time frame is the next 2 years. After the first year where you've established your business, your next time frame is then the next 2 years, the next 24 months. Remember 24, that important number? And just keep in mind, a turnover of $1 million does not make you a millionaire, but at least it's a start. So if you apply my 24 principle, that gives you 576 days for the next 2 years, the next 24 times 2. And if you want to reach a turnover of $1 million, that means $1 million divided by 576 means that you need to sell at least $1,736 of product every day for the next 2 years. So if you sell $1,736 worth of product every day, 2 years from now, you'll have a turnover of $1 million. Maybe 2 years is too long for you. Maybe you want to reduce that time frame to 1 year. That means that your daily sales need to double. So that means a daily sales tally of just under $3,500 a day to give you a turnover of $1 million after 1 year. Now I want to tell you a personal story at this stage. Some years ago, my wife and I had to restart one of the businesses that we sold to a third party. We gave them a very good business and they had a very good platform to excel. But unfortunately, it only took them 3 years to bankrupt that business. We had a choice. Either sell all the rest of the assets that was left or go back and resurrect this business. Now this meant that we had to relocate. We had to now move back to that premises. Our kids were still very small, just going to primary school, and it was a big decision. It was a big move. And we were there in the office and Angela said, if we can just sell 10,000 a month. And I quickly did the calculations and I said, no, Angela, for us to have a business, we have to increase that 10,000 per month to 10,000 a day. Because then, in rand terms at least, having a turnover of 3 million a year is a business. Because if you sell $10,000 rands worth of product every day, that will give you a yearly turnover of 3 million. Now, why is this concept important for you, wannabe entrepreneur? Why do you need to decide base daily turnover before you even start this journey? Because that's part of goal setting. If you don't set yourself goals, there's a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I want you to at least set this one goal for you. Decide on a number. You must go and sit with a piece of paper and a calculator and work out what is my daily goal going to be. How much do I need to sell every day to reach my yearly goal? Because as I also said in 24, after every 24 working days, basically a month, you do a summary of that month. You calculate your total sales, you calculate your total expenditure, and then you know if you've made a profit for that month or loss. Now obviously every new business will not start automatically being profitable. It will take you a time, maybe a couple of years, for your business to become profitable. But at least those daily goals, that daily sales figure, is a scorecard. If you reach your daily goal, and you've reached it the first week, and the second week, and the third week, then you've got the momentum to have reached your daily goal after 24 productive days. But say you miss a couple of days where the average sales are not showing up. That just puts more pressure on you to catch up. Because remember, your goal was X amount of daily sales after the first month. So your average sales need to correspond with this number that you've decided on. Because remember, you need to break your 2-year or 1-year goal into smaller pieces. So a 1-year goal will be broken down in 12 months. The 12 months will be broken down in 24 productive days. And your sales target, which is say $1 million, needs to then be broken into these manageable periods. And it's easy to calculate daily sales, because as soon as the day starts, it's a clean slate. You start 0. And then when you close your doors after that day, you can easily get a tally of what was your daily sales. And this you can do on a weekly basis, and then monthly basis, and also a yearly basis. So what happens if you miss your goals? Say you have set yourself the goal, I want a turnover of $1 million this year, and in order to reach that $1 million, I need to sell 3,500 a day on average. And after a year, you realize that you haven't reached that goal. Well, then you basically have 2 options. The one option is to stop this bus right here. because you've put all your effort in trying to reach your daily budget and it does not work out. Then, Wannabe Entrepreneur, you stand before the choice, the hard choice to maybe call it a day, close this business, think of something else, start something else. But that's difficult because you have now done all your homework. You've established your business, everything is legal, you're registered for tax, you've got a bank account, you've got credit card facilities, you've got electronic payment facilities, but you're not reaching your daily target. So the hard option is to close down. But maybe after the first year, you have not reached the goals that you've set out for yourself. But you can see the potential. You can see that the customers are excited about your product or service. You can see that there is growth. Although you haven't started reaching your daily target yet, you realize that there's potential in this business. Maybe then you have to just give it some time. Put in more effort. When you believe that there's potential in this business, then you have to just stick it out. Put more effort in. Maybe just relook your ways of distribution. Maybe you're selling out of a shop. Maybe you must consider online trade. Because if you've established that your product is good, that you're satisfying a need, and that there's growth potential, then you may just maybe tweak your budgets a bit. Just be more lenient on yourself and the demands that you've put on yourself. Because when you start a new business, you just see the potential. The stars are reachable. But as soon as you start putting in the grind, putting in the work, and reality kicks in, you may realize that your aspirations was a bit high. And then maybe just stand back, re-look at everything, and again, then you need to make a choice. Am I going to readjust my daily turnover figure, or am I going to put other plans in place to reach that daily turnover budget? I just want to share some interesting information about the big boys, the entrepreneurial companies that I respect. Remember this guy? Steve Jobs, that started Apple. Now guess what Apple's turnover was? In 2020, Apple had a turnover of $365 billion. So their daily sales goal, their daily target was $1 billion a day. That's mind-boggling. And Apple is expected to reach a profit in 2025 of $50 billion. $50 billion profit is predicted for Apple in 2025. 2 years from now. Another entrepreneurial business that's a major success is Jeff Bezos' Amazon. Amazon had a turnover of $477 billion in 2022. And Tesla, our friend from South Africa, his company had a turnover of $62 billion ending the financial year 2022. And Microsoft had a yearly turnover in 2022 of $192 billion. Now remember, Wannabe Entrepreneur, these companies, at least Apple, started in a garage. So maybe you are also starting in a garage, or in your dorm room, or in your kitchen. But if these companies could reach these billion-dollar turnovers a day, why can't you reach your 3,500 per day? in order to have a yearly turnover of 1 million. So, reach for the stars and have fun. And always keep in mind the wisdom of Albert Einstein. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world.